An indoor mask mandate will remain in place for parts of Western Australia, but dancing will return tomorrow. Holly Edwards-Smith is live in Perth. Holly, what changes have been made to restrictions?
Christy, the new WA Health Minister Amber-Jade Sanderson has announced some major changes to West Australian restrictions, particularly to those in the Perth and Peel region. It means from 6 a.m. tomorrow, West Australians will finally be able to dance to ring in the new year, which they weren't able to do over the New Year or Christmas period. I'll firstly touch on what restrictions are currently in place for West Australians in the Perth and Peel region. A mask mandate remains for all indoor venues except your home. Dancing had been banned since the 23rd of December and nightclubs were closed as well. To have consumption of food or beverage in a licensed hospitality venue, you needed to be seated, and that is all going to change from 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. This is due to a COVID cluster in the state linked to an unvaccinated backpacker who arrived from Queensland on December 12. WA Health has recorded 2 new local cases of COVID-19, both in their 20s. One is another unvaccinated backpacker and the other is one of his close contacts. They're still working to figure out exactly how these 2 people contracted the virus, and contact traces are underway, bringing out more exposure sites. It brings the total cluster to 18. Now let's talk about what these new restrictions are, and they are quite broad and also long running. So an indoor mask mandate will continue until at least 6 p.m. Friday, January 7. However, dancing can return and nightclubs can reopen from 6 a.m. tomorrow, but patrons will need a proof of vaccination requirement in order to enter. This was something the Premier had flagged for the opening on February 5, but the Health Minister has said that they've brought it forward. They're comfortable with the state's ability to work with these new restrictions, and following the Perth Cup at Ascot on New Year's Day, which was the first event proof of vaccination was required, the state government is confident that West Australians will be able to follow this advice, and they're comfortable bringing it forward.
From 6 a.m. tomorrow, the public health restrictions around seated consumption only and dancing will be lifted. All other current elevated restrictions, seated consumption requirements, nightclubs, dancing and music festivals will be removed. We will now extend proof of vaccination requirements to high-risk venues and events. These high-risk venues and events include nightclubs, music festivals and major events of more than 500 patrons, where mask wearing will also be required outdoors.
And Holly, has the Western Australian Government given any update on the border reopening?
The West Australian Health Minister did confirm today that February 5 is still locked in, so no changes on the horizon as of yet. This is always, of course, pending more COVID cases and spread within the West Australian community. But as that date inches closer, it does seem more and more likely that that date will remain locked in, giving local businesses and airline companies some certainty. The Health Minister and Premier have always warned that people doing the right thing, especially in this most recent outbreak, will assist in that date being set in stone.